Hi everyone, and welcome to our Southwest Outdoors Report bonus video feature for Lake Konawa, which is located up in central Oklahoma. Now, if you're watching this feature, I'm hopeful that you've already seen the Southwest Outdoors Report television show that has already aired on Lake Konawa. If you've not seen that, it would probably be helpful for you to go back and watch that video on our YouTube channel. You just go back to our website, click on the YouTube logo, bottom left-hand side of the front page. It'll take you to our YouTube channel, and then look on the 2013 episodes and find Lake Konawa, and you can watch that show first before you watch the bonus video. Now, I'm very hopeful that the information I'm about to give you will help you if you're going to plan a fishing trip, a weekend trip, or a couple of days up at Lake Konawa anytime this year. Now, Lake Konawa is a relatively small lake. It's a power plant lake. As you saw on the show, the water circulates, so there is current in the lake, and Oklahoma Gas and Electric keeps that lake pretty close to full level all the time. So in spite of the drought that we've been in for the last few years, Lake Konawa stays up at pretty close to normal level, and that's good news if you're a boater or a fisherman. Now, what I want to do is go to the map right here, and we'll take it full screen and show you what Lake Konawa looks like, and then try to give you some directions if you've never been on this lake. Now, there are boat ramps that are located all around the lake, 3 or 4 of those, so you shouldn't have any trouble getting on. And I will tell you that, first of all, the power plant is located right in the middle of that big peninsula. The lake is in a horseshoe shape, as you can see. Now, the discharge channel is up on the north side. We draw a red arrow showing you where the hot water discharge is. It comes out here, circulates in a clockwise motion, and then we'll show you that the intake channel is on the opposite side of the lake, on the southwest end of the lake. So again, the water circulates in a clockwise motion, and I will tell you that that water, when they're generating heavily, does come out in a pretty strong current in the discharge channel, so you've got to have a pretty strong trolling motor and able to hold in that current. Now, we'll move ahead and show you that the last time I was on the lake, which has been a couple of years ago, there were a lot of aquatic vegetation grass beds growing under the surface. You couldn't see those with your naked eye, but you could easily see them on your sonar. They were in these red areas that I'm highlighting for you right now. I was very surprised to find that this spring, when I went up there, the water temperature has really been cold up there for Lake Konawa, and those grass beds have died back. So the fish that we caught were not in grass beds. In fact, I will tell you that I did not find one good grass bed at all. Now, my guess is these grass beds will be back as the water temperature warms, and as we move on into the later spring and even summertime months and going into the fall, those grass beds should come back. Now, I will show you here where we did catch some of these fish. We caught some of them up in the reed beds. Now, the reed beds are off and on all the way around the shoreline of the lake, and I'm showing you here just a couple of areas that we did have some reed beds. We caught a couple of smaller fish, and if you watch the show, the smaller buck bass, the males, were up in those reeds, but we didn't catch the larger females in these grass beds or these reed beds that line the shoreline, and I will show you a little bit of video just to show you what some of those look like. But these are where the bass will spawn. They'll move up and make beds up in these reed beds, back in these little pockets and holes. When they're spawning, that's where you'll catch them, but then they move right back out. So I'm going to back up again and show you that off all these main lake points is where we did catch the fish on a Strike King KBD square-billed crankbait, and then also on a lipless rattling crankbait, which is the Strike King red eye shad. We showed that to you on the show. We did catch a couple of nice females, 3.5 pounds, something like that, but we caught them out off these main lake points that you see here, and really they were just on nothing. They weren't holding to anything except maybe some gradual sloping breaks out there. We caught those fish anywhere from 5 to 7 feet of water when we were there. And again, that's going to vary a lot depending on the time of the year that you go there. And so that really gives you some idea of where these fish will hold, what the lake is like, how it fishes. But once again, the water is kind of a clear green color. It's a beautiful color for fishing. It stays pretty clear most of the year. And I think there are some bass that can be caught pretty much on a year-round basis, even in the hot summertime in that lake. I will tell you that it also has hybrid stripers in it. We didn't get a chance to get out and fish for those, but the reports say that there's good hybrid striper fishing, mainly in that discharge channel in the spring and going into the summer months, and then they'll move out in deep water later on. There are also a lot of white bass. The last time we were there, we caught lots of white bass, again, jigging slabs off the bottom, and you've just got to find the bait fish in order to find those. So it's good fishing at Lake Konawa. Hope you do get a chance to plan a trip up there at some point in the future. It's a fun little lake to fish and something very different to do than the big, larger reservoirs around our region. Be sure to check out our next episode, Southwest Outdoors Report on Fox Sports Southwest, and all the latest information on the front page of our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com.